Don't know why I do this to myself. I could enjoy literally every other game under the sun, or some of PlayStation's most popular releases, like Dad Game 1, Dad Game 2, Dad Game 3, Breath of the Wild with RTX on, or Sly Cooper. Or try to play Sly Cooper. No matter the mood, no matter the day, there's only a few games out there that will classify as my own personal comfort games that I will always enjoy and always hold dear to me. Now, the topic of comfort games can be an entire video on its own, which I plan to do in the future as a quickie. But when the term comfort games comes to mind, I can immediately think of two games that no one I know cares about. Cyberpunk is one game that I'll proudly brag about because I'm petty. I played this game ever since it came out in 2020, and despite being one of the buggiest and messiest releases in gaming history that was actually pulled off of the PlayStation Store, I still think it's one of the best games out there, especially with all the updates and patches that came along the way, and the anime on Netflix that managed to make the game surge in popularity again. So I say now is a good time as any to get back into it. If you have a current gen console, that is.
That must suck.
I already made a review series on Cyberpunk a while ago that has 3 parts to it so far, aka there won't be a part 4. Unless you ask me nicely. So I won't go into massive detail about it, but I'll leave a link right up top if you're at all interested. They're kinda bad and they kinda kill my channel for a hot minute, so just FYI, bring a hazmat suit and a cringe-o-meter. Now onto my biggest comfort game and the topic for the day, No Man's Sky. A game I knew nothing about and knew very little. All I knew was that you could go to space and you can go planet to planet with little to no load time, and my neurodivergent brain got super hyperfixated for a good 20 minutes. I never caught up with development news, and I haven't seen a single interview just out of sheer I didn't feel like it. But approaching 2016, nearing the game's release, is when I avoided anything related to the game on purpose, just like my dad. And it especially didn't help that the game's street date got broken by some nimrods over a Polygon and Kotaku, after which YouTubers, fans, and journalists did not at all hesitate to take a fat dumperoonie on it. It was at this point where there was no escape for me whatsoever. All I had to do was to go to YouTube and I could smell y'all's gaming chairs all the way from here. Sony did their best on their part by ordering takedowns on these quote-unquote leaked gameplay videos circling around the internet. What in the actual hell is this ad? And even stating that judging a game on oh, come on! And even stating that judging a game when its day 1 patch even oh my god, pronounce bitch! And even stating that judging a game when its day 1 patch isn't even out yet, it's just plain old unfair. It'll get fixed, don't fret guys, just don't cancel your pre-order, it'll get fixed, don't worry. Okay, fair enough on one hand, but this is a subject I'll definitely come back to in just a moment, so just sit down, behave, and shut up. It was only about like, what, a good week before the game actually came out. I didn't look at this game with massive disappointment, nah, I looked at it with absolute optimism, also known as a naive little bitch. All of you looked at the interviews, and all of you saw the gameplay footage from ways before, but not me. I don't have that many expectations as you crybabies do. I was sold on pretty space and cool space stuff alone. I ain't gonna let these musty incels get the best of me because I know better. And with that said and done, the game on August 8th, 2016 finally came out. It'd be nice if I knew about the collector's edition, but I finally get to play the game and form my own opinion and play my way. I put the game down after a month and thought it was okay. Yep, it's a massive game in the scope of things. It definitely was spectacular in the first couple of hours, but it wasn't great. Not much to do, but alright. You remember that time, Tux?
Oh sorry, a little hard to hear you from that high pedestal you're jacking off on. Have you even considered how other fans might have felt about the release?
Well, it had nothing to do with me, so I didn't care. I just simply enjoyed the game for what it was. Sorry, I didn't act like a man-child and shot my expectations out of proportion like a filthy peasant. Oh, rookie mistake, my guy.
I'm going to ignore the fact that you just spat on me, but I'm just saying maybe take a look at why the public was pissed about the game when it came out. At least out of respect for your audience.
I already know. They made too many promises that they couldn't keep. They flat out lied to us and kept the hype going. I mean, at least the game was getting updated with features that, like they promised in the first place. Hell, there was even an update like 2 months ago. But that doesn't always guarantee that your target audience will come back, or ever trust you again. So yeah, maybe I am in denial about all of it. Is it just me, or does every game I look forward to just suck? Cyberpunk, Mighty Number 9, Sonic Colors Ultimate, Overwatch 2?
You're pretty much on the money, but the whole situation is actually a lot more complex than that.
Really? How so?
Let's start from the beginning, back when the development studio Hello Games first came to be, alongside its head man, Sean Murray. Sean Murray was behind popular hits like Black as a lead programmer, Geometry Wars, Galaxies as the technical director, and Burnout 3 as one of the programmers. However, as EA demanded more sequel fodder for their IPs, Sean Murray decided to quit his job to form a new gaming development studio, Hello Games, home to the one-hit wonder Joe Danger.
Not that familiar with Joe Danger. I did see it all the time though, mostly through Xbox. I'm guessing it was pretty good?
Oh, it was fantastic. It's the game that got them out of a financial rut and put them on the market. Sure, they released the type of content that they were against in the first place, like releasing Joe Danger 2 and Joe Danger Infinity. While not great, they did bring the money, and sadly sequels sells more than new ideas, them's just the breaks. But knowing Joe Danger wasn't going to last forever, Sean jumped to an entirely new idea. They got to work on a new massive game, one that begs the question, how is a team below 20 people gonna accomplish this? But that didn't matter, No Man's Sky was next, and they gave it everything they got.
That sounds pretty inspirational. A small team working on the biggest space RPG out in the market. They must have had some rad guts. Now if only they didn't lie about the whole thing.
Let me finish. Problems began to seep in when it was first revealed back in E3 2014. No pre-rendered crap, just gameplay that left so much to the imagination that it caught everybody's eyes, including yours, Jordan.
Well yeah, I mean look at all this, that wasn't even an actual game.
Stop being a bitch and let me talk. This was all actually thanks to Sony Interactive, providing much needed PR and publishing support for the game. They loved what they saw from the team and decided to pitch in to really put the game out there, having them front and center, on stage, with their own conference. Newborn fans, journalists, even lawsuits, wanted a slice of the no man's cake.
Lawsuits?
Yeah, over the research of a super formula by biologist Johan Geitlis and Sky TV for using and promoting said word.
Okay, but who cares? It's some science put in the game. It's not like you own the science, nor do you own the word sky for a dead box that only the UK might know about.
Yeah, exactly, but also I'm serious this time. Shut up. Sean Murray had a release date locked in and set out to do exactly what the team was set out to do. But that never stopped the media from being the media. You see, with a very small team to go on and Sean Murray being the head lead of Hello Games, he had no other choice but to get out there himself and talk about and promote the game with the media till release, or at least talk it down as much as he could, because the hype train for this game was getting out of control. Interview after interview, questions like if there will be multiplayer, buildable fleets, a story mode, repetitive yeses and nos spat out in a record chamber that only made things worse. Sean was in the middle of a tight spot with these interviews and tried his hardest to be extremely careful with his responses. He was never a business type to begin with, and being put on the spotlight like that, especially when journalists will twist his words at the fly, was nerve-wracking for the poor guy.
Okay, I think I'm starting to get it now.
I swear to God, Jordan, I'm warning you. The safety's off.
No, hold on. You did say Sony published this game, yeah?
When it came out first on PS4, yes.
Well, with the support from PlayStation, he couldn't exactly come out telling the media the game is what it is. He pretty much dug a hole that's way too deep for him and Hello Games to get out of. I mean, yeah, he shouldn't have lied to begin with, but losing that PR from PlayStation could bring bad news. Or worst case scenario, a lawsuit. Which definitely sounds like a corporal thing to do. So in a way, Sean Murray was thrown right into the middle of a minefield, trying to do what he could with only 2 years of development for a $60 AAA priced game. I remember that price. I bought it day one.
Well, I guess you aren't a total dolt. I trust you understand the bigger picture now.
Yeah, definitely. It was almost like it was doomed from the start.
Or at least when PlayStation barged themselves in.
So it's Sony's fault then?
They did blame Hello Games themselves for the bad marketing.
Sheesh, couldn't some head from PlayStation help them out at least a little bit?
Guess not. Corpus suck.
Ditto. No doubt, there's still plenty of history to go over with No Man's Sky, but I guess we can get to it when we get to it. It's about high time we actually jump into the game. But before we do that, While we are on the subject of PR, time to do some marketing of my own.
Now?
Yes, now. This video is sponsored by myself. Yes, I'm sorry for interrupting the video this abruptly, but this is something I've been meaning to do for a long ass time, and is one of the main reasons why I've been gone from YouTube this long. So if I could just ask for a few seconds of your time, that would be goody. Thank you, I love you. I opened an Etsy store! Here you can find plastic posters all drawn by yours truly. I have some original pieces, and by original pieces I mean one. And I have fan work that I've drawn like from Sonic the Hedgehog, Kingdom Hearts, Elden Ring, Don't Tell Disney, Jet Set Radio, and even from movies like The Bad Guys and Kung Fu Panda. I'm not a furry, you are. So if you're looking for some nice fan posters that isn't mass-produced garbage, or if you're looking for some holiday gift ideas for a friend or a family member, it's a surefire way to make people love you. So head on over to the JorGoGo Art Etsy store using the link in the description and buy yourself a poster today. Thank you all so much for hearing me out, so I apologize for that. Anywho, let's go to space, y'all. Bye! Imagine, just for a second, you find yourself in a white void. But have you actually found yourself? What exactly is yourself? Did you actually find? What am I looking for? Am I even capable of looking? What to do? Where to begin? Can I even begin? Begin what? What should I do? I want to be someone, something. I want to travel. I want to find people. I want to get out there. Where even am I? Well, all you have to do is hold down that square button and begin life anew. This place, no, this planet, vast and wide, beautiful. Was I set here for a reason? What should I do? Why won't this robot shut up? What is all these HUDs popping on my screen? Ooh, I get a gun. So where do I start? Where can I go? Do I have a way of getting here? What's the bar that keeps decreasing? Oh wait, they didn't patch this out! Just another quickie to throw out there. Hello game, stop spawning new players into dangerous planets right off the bat, please. Not everyone's gonna know what to do or what to mine, or they probably don't even know they could mine. But also, this is probably just me screaming and yelling and bitching and crying and bitching and crying and bitching and crying and bitching and crying and bitching and crying. You heard that, Sean? No, I don't hear a thing. I'm only making this look easy because I made like, what, 5 save files by now? Right away, the game suggests you to go out and Minecraft as it holds your hand to your next objective. Or at least that's what I suggest you to do because you have 2 bars right over here and they drain fast. You're gonna want certain elements always on you, but again, don't fret because they are everywhere. One of the elements you'll most definitely need is carbon. You can nab carbon from trees, plants, and local peasantry, aka if it lives. What are those? I don't like this shit, bitch! Carbon is generally used to power machinery, like your weapons, so you can keep doing the pew-pew, and other stuff, like refiners, so you can transform your stuff into shinier stuff. Oh, oops, how did I get there? Oxygen is to power up what is essentially your life support on the go. You'll find them in these red plants scattered all over the planet.
It looks like a butt.
So just give the thumbstick a little click, and you'll find them in no time. And the same thing goes for your sodium, which can protect you from numerous weather effects, like heat, radiation, and water, you fragile meat sack. Squishy. Sodium can be found by these yellow plants, and they are also as prominent as oxygen. So remember, if the lack of weather protection won't kill you, high blood pressure will. And last but not least, ferrite dust is one you'll find in stone and rocks. That's if they don't change it again. These are mostly used for crafting and also repairs, because one lick from a plant falling too hard, finding the robot police can all need your gadgets and fancy doodads to get critically damaged, but it's usually ferrite dust that's used to patch them up to good health. That's if the game is generous to you and won't require expensive wiring looms. Why does something always have to break? Hey, look at this thing I made with the broken stuff. I'm gonna stick this in your dad. Once I found myself in a more stable position collecting crap, what I can safely describe as the pimples and zits of the planet, I figured now was a good time as any to get this crap into the ship that for some reason looks like the gummy ship from Kingdom Hearts. And for some reason it's mine. What are you talking about? That ain't my gummy ship. This is what my gummy ship looks like. See, it has a big fat gaping hole right in the middle. just for me. But before I do that, I gotta go talk to this red floating push pop thing that's giving me a general idea what I'm gonna be doing from here on out, which will be a topic I'm gonna get into in just a moment, but I wonder how many licks is gonna take. Since the game is as massive as it is, I guess a little tutorial wouldn't hurt me. Okay, I just gotta, what am I gotta do here? I just gotta insert this thing into here, put that stuff inside me. I gotta put this in here and put this in there, and then take it all back and put it all in back here. And then I just gotta do this thing, and then I gotta write in there stuff. I gotta put inventory into there, and then I just gotta put that stuff into the ship stuff, so I can just I just forgot how to do that. Hey you, yeah, is it normal to feel a little dizzy after playing the game for a hot minute?
Yeah, but you just began playing like 5 minutes ago.
Oh yeah, that's right. The tutorial lasts a while. Get used to it. Like for example, now it's telling me to make a refiner first so that my ferrite dust can have a threesome. These all feel more like step-by-step missions rather than an actual tutorial to learn because there's so much crap. So much crap it tries to shove in your face, like with a storm coming your way, recharging your laser, and repairing your ship so you can get out there and travel the galaxy. And all the confusing and even overlapping mission HUDs don't help in the slightest, but just like in any other game, I guess the more you do it, the more you'll just know what to do. Go figure. The more you play it, the more you'll know what to do. You just said that, you dolt! Shut up. Some people will find this really cumbersome and confusing, which I can totally understand. I guess I was one of the lucky few. Oh my god, please pronounce this, please. I guess I was one of the lucky few who started to play this game without a storm trying to grow up my butthole. Then again, I wouldn't mind that. But if you want an easier time on No Man's Sky, well, you could do that, you peasant. So I guess now is a good time as any to discuss the multiple modes you can choose from. And no, I'm not gonna say which specific update each mode came from because there's like 10 at this point and it's not like they're going anywhere. And I know if I try to be specific, I'm gonna piss off some actual No Man's Sky historian out there. So if you actually have something to say to me, then who am I kidding? I'm not gonna shut you up. I have someone right here to do that for me. There's of course normal mode, which has you play the game as the game was intended. What, you want me to describe normal for you? Relaxed is pretty much how it sounds. Everything costs less, and in general you'll have an easier time. At least I think you will. And creative is a mode where there's no damage, no weather effects, no weapon depletion, no construction costs. You can go as nuts as you want. I'm not really that creative, y'all. I don't know what y'all expect out of me. I'm not that cool. But it's the game mode for you if you just want to traverse the galaxy worry-free. However, I think trophies are disabled in this mode, unless you actually care about trophies. I think I'm the only person out there who cares about trophies. See, I don't really understand the hate with achievements and trophies. See, here's my thing. I went back to playing Jet Set Radio on the Xbox 360, right? Not too long ago. And obviously, I don't have my old save file anymore. And I don't think the Xbox 360 has a cloud save. But, there was a certain point, way back then, I guess I was in middle school, where I did 100% and completed the entire game. And I don't have the save file to prove it to you, but I do have the achievement list right here to show you that, hey, I did it. I did all the things. Maybe you have a current gen console and you accidentally erased your save file on accident, or you're trying to clear up space, or maybe you just don't have a cloud save because you don't have a subscription to either Xbox or PlayStation, but you do have a trophy list to show you that you did do that. It's something to look back on, Is that really that special, in the moment? But I guess it'll, in time, you'll look back and you'll just be like, yep, I did it. You know what? Anyway, sorry, going on tangent. The Community Expedition Well, by the time I'm scripting this crap, there weren't any, so don't ask me about it, nor do I know the reason why it's its own game mode, and I don't feel like recording it because my hard drive stomach is about to rupture, and I still have not seen everything yet, like the frickin' space fish, like, oh my god, where is it? And I don't understand the point of having a survival mode when everything that could make the game easier or harder on yourself can be found in the custom mode. Like, did they even move the permadeath mode there? So I guess that means that I don't see a point of the relax mode either. Oh yeah, there's a permadeath mode that deletes your save when you die. Imagine having all of those hours invested only to die by a mob of robots that you thought you could take. Shoot, that was my 20-hour save file. I don't know if I said this already, so I'm gonna say it again. I just spent most of my time in the normal mode, just experiencing and re-experiencing as much as I could in a span of time. With that said, I want to stress to you guys that I'm just one guy playing one of my favorite leisure games of all time, and to this day, I have not experienced everything yet. Hell, even the developer said that this game is still far from done. You may even look at this video as a product of its time, or dated even, and that's totally fine. However, I do think the time that I have invested into the save file, and not including the multitude of other saves I made in the past, I do think my arguments are valid regardless of playtime. And whatever you have to say about the game regardless of your playtime is way more than validated too. This is just coming from someone who invested, no joke, up to 80 plus hours into Cyberpunk 2077. See right there? I got the picture right here to prove it. There it is. I know it's not related, but like, I get invested, okay? If I want to talk, let me talk. If I want to bitch, let me bitch. I didn't invest all this time into the game out of spite, like a totally normal, totally not insane person would. I did it out of love. I wanted to find even more nooks and crannies I could find, and get this, I still have not seen everything. And the same goes for No Man's Sky. However, this space adventure sandbox is built differently. It doesn't have anyone I can suck their willy, but I can damn well try. You can see for yourself that a majority of its original problems with the gameplay, really? You can see it for yourself that a majority of its original problems with the gameplay itself has managed to linger and, dare I say, manifest. Spoopy. And the same idle mix of boredom and amusement you had playing both the original 2016 version and the version in present time has remained stagnant. You can patch up the game and fix as many of its issues as much as possible, but the core gameplay is just the same. You can't really patch the way you play a game. That's just one Jenga block too many before everything just crashes down. Trust me, after 20 hours, you'll feel as confident as I am that you've pretty much seen everything. But I kept going because I just really like this game.
Just don't let Persona fans hear you complaining about playtime.
What?
These games can last up to 100 hours, meanwhile you're complaining about 20.
There's a huge difference between them, dude. Like the story itself being a story-driven game that lasts up to 100 hours and is exciting, fun, and full of twists.
What about No Man's Sky? It has a story now.
We'll get to them later. But that's until next time in No Man's Sky Part 2. I feared that this is going to be a multi-part video, and let's hope that it doesn't kill my channel this time. So with that being said, please check out my Ko-fi for art commissions. Please check out my Etsy for cool posters and keychains and crap. Please check out my Etsy page. Please at least give it a look, please. There's my Twitter, TikTok, and all that jazz. Please subscribe and like. Please. Let's get. I am hoping to get at least 500 subs this year. Please. Bye!